Kristen, you have another report you want to touch on, right?
Yes, I have several. So I'd ask that the board go to board book page 26. This is the monthly summary report, and the financial information that I'm presenting is for September 2019, so this represents 25% of our fiscal year, the first quarter. So the report on board book page 26 is just for the month of September, and as you can see, the total revenue for the month was a little over $800,000, and almost all of it was operating revenue, and a large portion of the revenue, as you can see, comes from local revenue this month. So those are things such as course fees, athletic admission, registration fees, etc., and then 23% of our revenue coming from evidence-based funding this month. The total expenditures for the month were a little shy of $2 million, with a majority, again, being operating expenditures. As you can see from the pie chart, a majority of our expenditures this month, 82%, were towards salary and benefits, with 5% towards building level supplies and 5% towards special education tuition.
On the evidence-based funding, how far behind are we? We just heard from the auditor that they had gone back to some old habits.
So evidence-based funding, we are not currently behind. All the other state funding is
Okay.
what we are behind on.
Okay,
That's the one thing that they have been keeping up with, which is new. Last year and this year is the first year they've really been keeping up with that. On board book page 28 begins the monthly financial statements. Well, it's page 2 of it, but I want to highlight the revenue analysis. So this shows that we have received to date 42% of our revenue that we've budgeted for, and this amount is equivalent to where we were last year. So we're tracking really well in regards to revenue. On the next page in board book, you'll see our expenditure analysis, and the district has spent 26% of the budgeted expenditures for this year compared to 24% last year. The 2% is probably accounted for the pool project that we've just completed, which was over $800,000. And then also, like we include every month, I've included the statement of revenue and expenditure report for the month, as well as student activity account summary. So that those two reports just provide a detailed accounting on all of the accounts that are in both board book or board accounts as well as activity accounts. Additional reports this month, the first one would be the first quarter paid building rentals, and that begins on board book page 45. I want to stress the word paid because we only include the building rentals in first quarter that have actually paid. And so this quarter report shows that building rentals have generated a little over $27,000 in revenue and $5,000 in expenses, resulting in a surplus of about $21,000 or $22,000. And this surplus is used to offset any costs for maintaining the facilities or for operating the facilities as well. This quarter, a majority of the revenue came from the aquatic center. This payment is primarily from last fiscal year, which is why we were short last fiscal year. It's common that this is kind of the timing for that this rental group, but that's also why their invoice is significantly higher than all of the other venues as well. The $27,000 that we've received in revenue for paid building rentals is approximately 30% of what we have budgeted for. So, we're on track to probably meet budget, again, accounting for the fact that we received a large payment in the aquatic center. On board book page 50, I included the life safety update that Dr. Skinkis had referenced before. So yesterday, the Facilities Advisory Council met and they reviewed this attached summary. As you can see, we have 81 items from Amendment 22, 3 from the previous life safety amendment, which are the roof projects that Dr. Skinkis was referring to, and we have completed 86 of the projects already. Joel and his team from Airmark really do a phenomenal job to complete a lot of these projects on their own, and as a result, they save a lot of money. So they've saved approximately $460,000 that's then used to offset bigger projects, especially when some of the bigger projects come in kind of above what we were anticipating them coming in. So this summer, we anticipate completing the remaining roof projects as well as some handrails. And then we will be working with DLA this fall on plans and bid timelines for the roof project. And we'll be updating the board accordingly. And then a late addition that was also covered at the Facilities Advisory Council meeting is on Board Book page 51. And Dr. Skinkis referenced this as well. This is the Operations and Maintenance Business Review from Airmark, and this provides an overview of all of the work that they do around RB. And so we try to provide this to the board 3 or 4 times a year. So some of you may have seen this before. Again, I apologize for just including it into Board Book now. But I want to highlight 2 things. On Board Book page 56, is a summary of all of the projects that Airmark has completed over the summer. A large project that they had been working on this summer was lighting and changing the lighting to LED lighting. And they did all of the second floor corridor as well as the field house and East Gym and the gymnastics room. They also redid the gymnastics floor and then used that wood to then fix the auditorium in the wings of the stage. There was some wood that needed to be replaced backstage, and so they used that wood and kind of repurposed it to replace that. So Airmark always does a great job of figuring out how they can save money and repurpose things. And then on the last page of the report, something that we discussed at the Facility Advisory Council was some of the work that Airmark has done and Dr. Skinkis has done with lighting over the past several years. They've worked really hard to put lights on timers and change them to LED lights. And so not only did we receive money from the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity for some incentives to reduce the project costs over the several years, we're also using less energy as well. So we wanted to highlight that. And then lastly, I don't have a report in Board Book for this, but last Thursday, October 17th, we held our annual wellness screening for staff members. EBC, our insurance cooperative, offers an incentive of 0.5% of the district's annual projected premium if we have over 50% of the insured staff complete the wellness screening. We've never accomplished this in the past. Last year, we had 38 staff members complete the screening. This year, we had 99 staff members show up on the day of, and then we'll have, I don't have anything else to show you for it. And then we'll have 2 more go to the lab. So we'll have 101 staff members that have completed the screening, so we'll be able to earn that incentive this year for the district. And then staff members also had the opportunity to receive a flu shot, and we had over 80 staff members participate in that as well.
So what do you equate the rise, almost triple the number of people?
So this year I worked to include some additional incentives. So we offered breakfast since you have to fast before the wellness screening, as well as I grouped different departments together so that they were equal in number, and the department or group with the highest percentage earned a pizza party. And then we are holding, now that we have accomplished the number that we were looking for, we were able to hold a raffle as well. And the RBA was able to contribute some raffle prizes additionally. I also worked with the RBA to figure out why staff weren't taking advantage of it in the past to address some of those issues. So we moved the wellness screening up so that people who play basketball in the morning could come and take advantage of this at 6 a.m. before going to play basketball. So, I want to thank the RBA because they were really great in partnering with me to try to reach this incentive.
That's a good job.
And that concludes the Assistant Superintendent report.
Thanks, Kristen. Good job.
All right.